Population is wealth. Population is wealth. Population is worth. If population becomes a liability, it's not because of the population, but because of the system. And if the Philippines is poor, it is not because of the population.
One-third of Filipinos live in extreme poverty. Half the births here are unintended, and nearly 40% of married women who want to avoid pregnancy cannot afford modern contraception or are not using it. Because most Filipinos earn meagre incomes, providing for unintended children can further strain family resources.
If my husband earns 250, it's only enough for lunch. Sometimes it's really not enough. But the important thing is that the kids are able to eat.
The lower class, these are the more marginalized sectors of our society, which is the most numerous in the population. They normally would desire to have only 3 children, but they end up almost 6 children per family.
Day after day, Yolanda Naz and her husband Noel are locked in a continuous struggle to care for their family. To scrape out a living, Yolanda walks door to door selling shampoo packets at a marginal profit. After a day at work, she returns to her 2-story, 10 by 12-foot shack made of plywood and scrap material. It's an impossibly small space to share with her husband, their 8 children and 1 grandchild.
My husband and I plan to have only 3 children, but contraceptives like pills, injectables were banned here in Manila. For us, the banning of the pills was ugly because we are the ones who suffered.
There are hard cases, and one wishes that if she and her husband had wanted to limit themselves to 3 children and economically did not have the means to have more than 8 children, one would have hoped that they would have been able to practice natural family planning and time their intercourse so that they wouldn't have conceived additional children. The church does not teach that you have to have as many children as you are biologically capable of having. It's never said that. You have to prayerfully discern how many you have, and if you don't have the economic means to raise a large family, then you shouldn't. You can use natural family planning to space your children.
When natural family planning fails, women here don't have the option of getting a legal abortion, so they often choose to visit a helot, an open secret in Filipino society. These self-taught healers assist women in ending their pregnancies with black market drugs used to induce contractions. They also use vigorous massage to the abdomen.
Before I do the massage, first what I do is that I pray to God and ask for forgiveness, telling God that I'm not charging big amount to the patient. It's just like helping the patient with her problem.
Despite its illegality, about 475,000 abortions occur each year in the Philippines. The stigma attached to using modern methods of birth control is a factor.
Birth control weakens families. Divorce and all of these laws, population control, definitely weakens the family. And anything that weakens the family affects the long-term economic condition of a country. Where you have less people, less consumption, less production.
Inspired by the Catholic Church, Atienza, while mayor, issued an order prohibiting public clinics from dispensing pills, condoms, or any other forms of contraception. The ban remains in effect despite a lawsuit designed to repeal it.
The very first thing I quote is our Constitution. It says it will respect human life from conception to death. It is as clear as that.
The Philippines is one of the fastest growing nations in Asia. Manila, the capital, with its mix of high-rises and increasingly large shanty towns, has become ground zero in the battle over the use of modern contraception. Roughly 80% of Filipinos are Catholic, so the church wields a heavy influence on the people and the government.
Human life begins at conception. So this is untouchable.
It's a battle that pits the Catholic Church against women's rights groups. The Church opposes any form of modern contraception, while rights groups advocate for access to affordable birth control. Denied birth control during her fertile years, and now struggling to cope with a large family, Yolanda continues to look to God for answers.
I pray to God. I pray really, really hard. I pray to God that should God decide to take my kids, just don't let them suffer. If they get sick, I won't be able to buy medicine, or I won't be able to bring them to the hospital. So if that happens, I just ask God to take them and don't let them suffer anymore.
Although the government in the past has aligned itself with the Catholic Church, some in power, such as Senator Rodolfo Biazon, have felt the need for a change in policy as the population continues to explode.
We are increasing by about 2 million people a year. You know, when I was born, there were only 15 million Filipinos. Today, within my lifetime, we have jumped to 90 million. 6 times the number of Filipinos when I was born.
This is Jose Fabella Hospital in Manila, a place that has rightfully earned a reputation as a baby factory. Even in the low season, there are often multiple deliveries at the same time. This sends hospital staff scrambling into action.
During the peak months, starting around September to December, our admission doubles. We usually have simultaneous deliveries, others delivering in the labor bed, all going on at the same time. We've seen patients delivering along the way in the elevator, others delivering in the stretcher.
Frequently, the post-birth recovery area is so inundated with patients that 2 or 3 must share each bed along with their babies. Only in rare cases do women stay in the hospital for more than 24 hours, as they have to make room for the next wave of maternity patients.
Most of our patients here belongs to the low socioeconomic class, so that if they have a bigger family size, that's not good for them because they do not have enough financial resources to satisfy their needs for their children. We emphasize your family planning because our population is already very big. So we have to educate them.
Without this education regarding the real purpose of family planning, they will still believe what the church is saying, that family planning is evil. It is evil and it is doing harm to their body.
For many Filipinos, this pressure creates a moral dilemma that is difficult to reconcile. Yolanda has reached a different conclusion.
When I go to Mass, I hear the priest give sermon saying that pills are bad. But whenever I hear that, I just say to myself that for me, it's not evil, it's not bad, it's not sinful. It will be more sinful if I will have more children that I cannot afford to feed.